During this inspection procedure, before taking off the wheels, we're going to verify that everything is rolling good and smooth. Make sure to verify all the axles by turning the wheels. It is normal to hear a little bit of rubbing in between the plastic fillers and the wheels. Make sure there's no side play. To do this, put pressures on the wheels sideways. There is always a little play, approximately 60 tau. If there is a larger play than this, it could show that there is a problem with the bearings. Next point of inspection, you're going to want to verify the plastic plate that goes under the wheel. It keeps the ice from building under the wheel. Make sure that where it is folded, there is no cracks, and verify the general condition of the plate. The next step of inspection is we're going to inspect the wheel guides. The first thing you're going to want to inspect on these are the side guide rollers. You're going to want to spin the rollers and verify there is a little bit of resistance where the seal is. Verify every guide rollers and make sure there is no play. In this case, they all seem to have a fairly good resistance. Inspect all the seals, make sure they all are in good condition. If you find one roller that is not turning right or seems to have a problem, make sure you refer to the procedure on how to rebuild the guide rollers, or you can just change them completely. The other point of inspection on the guide rollers is the tensioner. Make sure you can turn it easily. If not, you can put some grease and also make sure that the jack nut is also moving freely. Also check the locking pin, make sure it's working properly. You can also use a little bit of oil or grease on the locking pin. This will ensure that it is working properly and that the pin is always locked when using the system. Third step is the inspection of the climber board assembly. What you need to verify on this is especially the rivets, make sure that they're all there. Also check the general condition of the plate. Make sure that the plate has the proper bend to it and that it is also straight. Step 4 is the inspection of the rock guard. Verify that it is straight and squared. Verify that the two chain links are in the proper position and that the chain extension is also in between those links in this position. Check the chain and the circle cutter holding the hook. Step 5 is the inspection of the chain bender assembly. What you need to verify on this is the locking pin. Make sure that it is working properly. You can also put a little bit of oil on here. Make sure it is working well. Pull on it. Make sure it is locked. Check that it is opening and closing properly and that none of the parts are bent. Step 6 of the inspection is the inspection of the cover of the track and the snow deflector. Again, on this part, you're going to want to verify the locking pin, make sure it's working properly, install it on there and pull a few times on it, make sure that it's not coming off. Verify that it is attached properly so you don't lose it. Verify the general condition of the plate. It is totally normal that you will see a little bit of scratches. This is protecting the track when hitting the bumper stoppers, but in this case it is in very good condition. Step 7 is the inspection of the external scraper. There is 8 of them. You want to verify the welds, make sure that there is no cracks. Another thing you want to verify is the plate under here gets in contact with the track, and this plate is made to wear a little bit. This plate is made from Ardox 450 steel. Normally it is 1/8 of an inch thick. If it wears out to be real thin, then you'd want to change the external scrapers completely. Now step 8, we're going to inspect all the drives. So on this step, you're going to want to verify the mechanical structure of the drive. Verify that it has not been damaged by rocks. Look around and make sure that there is nothing stuck inside. Also inspect all the welds. Make sure there is no cracks. We recommend that once in a while you do an inspection of the welds on both ends. If you see any cracks on the welds, you're going to need to re-weld them and fix it. This completes the structural inspection of the drive. You're also going to need to do the inspection of the seals and the bearings. One of the first things you need to check is to turn this bushing. Make sure there is a resistance in between the bushing and the seal. This will tell you that the seal is in good shape. Remove the bushing. You have to verify that the chrome surface is in good shape and not scratched. As you can see, in this case, it is in very good condition. Next, we're going to verify the condition of the seal. The lip of the seal is also in very good condition. Now you're going to want to rotate the bearing, make sure that it's rolling good and that everything's in good shape. Now you're going to want to repeat these steps for the other side and on all other drives. And if the bearings are in bad shape, there is another video that you can watch on how to remove the bearings and replace them. Now step 9, we're going to proceed to the under wheel cover assembly inspection. We're going to verify that these brackets right here are holding on tightly and are not loose. We're going to verify the plastic plate on the other side, make sure it's in good shape. It is totally normal that you see scratches here because sometimes there's objects that go through that in between there and the track. In this case it is acceptable, but if they get too deep, change the plate. Step 10 is the inspection of the internal scrapers. First step is to verify that all the welds are in good condition. The most important thing you need to verify on this is the alignment of the scraper itself. Make sure that both sides are aligned. It is possible that one side gets bent, let's say for an example by a rock. If it is the case, bend it back into position so it is straight and put it back into place. And these are the only two things you need to inspect on this part. Step 11 is the inspection of the wheels assembly. Besides the wheels themselves, you will again need to inspect the bearings and the seals. So there is 3 types of wheels. There is the 5-inch, the 5-inch 650, and also the 8-inch. All wheels are covered with 3/16 of highly resistant rubber. This rubber is very durable. While doing the inspection, you might see once in a while a few notches. For example, a notch like this does not justify you changing the wheel. This wheel will be good for a really long time. In this case of this axle right here, the wheels are in very good condition. They will do many more hours and it does not justify you changing anything. Also, when you need to change a wheel, you will need to change the complete axle with all four wheels. The wheels are mounted to the axle with a special press, so you cannot get the wheels separately without the tube, so you need to get the complete assembly. You want to repeat this process with the other sets of wheels, like with this one here, everything's in good shape, there is no problems. In the case of these 8-inch wheels here, we can see there's a few notches, but these wheels are good for many more hours. These notches are caused by rocks that damage the wheels, but they are very, very durable, and in this case, there's no need to change them. Also, sometimes you might see some gouges and scratches on the sides of the wheels. Sometimes these gouges can be very deep. Again, these gouges and scratches will not affect anything. They are caused by rocks getting in there. Uh, you can use these wheels without any problems. Again, we're going to do the same procedure that we did on the drive. We're going to verify the conditions of the seals and the bearings. We're going to remove the chrome, the bushing. You want to clean it up and verify its condition. Make sure that it is not scratched or damaged in any way. Make sure that the surface is polished. In this case, we can see that it is in very good condition and we can still use this bushing. Next, we're going to verify the condition of the seal. What you want to check is the lip. Make sure it's in good condition. Another way to check if the lip is in good condition is when you put back the bushing. If you have a resistance, it will confirm that it is in good shape. And next, you want to verify the bearings by just turning them. If you're having a hard time turning them, then you will need to replace them. But in this case, they're turning very good. When you're done, just put everything back into place. And if you find it necessary to replace any of the bearings or any of the seals, you will also need to refer to the other video that shows you how to change the bearings and the seals in the axles. Now, step 12 is the visual inspection of the rubber track. The important points to verify is to make sure that there is no major cuts or gouges in the track. If there are minor gouges and scratches, it is no big deal. As for checking if the track has weared out, as you can see here, it is the rolling banner, and these here are the internal lugs. We can see here there's a gap in between both of them, which is approximately 4 millimeters or 150 thou. This shows you how the track has been weared out. When the track is new, you have 150 thou. So for an example, if the two lugs are at the same height, this would indicate that you have 150 thou of the track that has been used. So if these two lugs are equal, this shows you that you have a pretty good usage of the track. It will do many or more hours after this, but this indicates that it will eventually have to be changed. So visually inspect the track, make sure there is no fabric showing, but again, this is a very durable part, which will do many hours. So there is nothing else to inspect on the rubber track. Step 13 is the inspection of the lower sliding plate. As you see here, there can be a little bit of wear when you're riding into rocks and dirt and whatnot, but when you're riding in only snow, there shouldn't be anything, but it can be weared a little bit. In the case of this part here, we can see right here there's a little bit of wearing, but the part is still very good and you can still use it. If you see that the part is weared until the point where it is almost broken, it is a good time to start thinking about changing it. So what we see here is very acceptable, and this is the plate that is under the track. If we turn it around, again, we see a little bit of wear where the axle is turning, but then again, this is still in good condition. As you see, this part is only weared about 1/16, so then again, it is in very good condition and can be used for many more hours. Last step of inspection is going to be to inspect the fillers. The fillers are placed in between the wheels that are inside the tracks. The main purpose of these fillers is to keep snow from building in between the wheels and therefore creating ice and eventually blocking the wheels. So the inspection of this is very simple. What you're going to want to do is verify the parts, make sure that there are no cracks and that they are not weared out or broken. As you will see in some location, you might see, like in this case, where the part has rubbed against the tube of the wheels. This is totally normal and this part is still very good. In this case, we also see that these parts are still in very good condition. In this case, you will notice that the part has actually been pierced and worn out quite a bit. But as far as fulfilling its primary function, which is to keep the snow from building up in between the wheels, this part will totally do the job. The snow might still get inside the part a little bit, but it will totally do the job from keeping the snow from building in between the wheels. Therefore, in this case, you could leave the part inside the system as is or replace it if you wanted to. You only want to replace these parts really in cases where they are broken in half or if there are major holes or if there was too much friction in between the tires and the parts. But in this case, it is not necessary.